Well, welcome back to Cooking with Saucy Shawn's Fine Eats. I'm Saucy Shawn, and I'm here to cook with you. Yeah, we went through that last time. Maybe you're cooking with me. We don't know. We're working on pie day still. We made the crust earlier. Yeah, it could look better, but again, just because things don't look perfect doesn't mean they won't be good. And that's something that's really important to learn. I think too many people today are focusing on perfection as opposed to good, and we want to make sure that it's good. So we're going to make a bumbleberry pie. A bumbleberry pie is a mixed berry pie. In this case, I've got blackberries, raspberries, and blueberries. This is a mix from Costco, frozen mix. We're going to make this up into a pie. You can make a pie simply by taking a can of pie filling, dumping it in, covering it up, cooking it as per the directions, and you have a pie. It doesn't have to be fancy. Just has to be something you like. So what we've got here is 5 cups of mixed berries frozen. We need about 8 teaspoons of salt, which is just a titch of salt. 3 tablespoons of quick cooking tapioca. Cup and how much was that? 1.25 cups of sugar, and about 2 tablespoons of butter that has been melted. I'm going to pour that in there. We're going to mix all of this up the best we can. So the sugar is obviously there to sweeten it. The salt's there because everything gets salt. The tapioca is there to help absorb the moisture that's going to come out of the berries as they're cooking and thawing out. It'll absorb it up. And the butter is there for flavor, because what isn't better with butter? You know it's true. So we're going to take this mix after we've mixed it up a bit here. We're going to dump it into our pie crust. There we go. Spread it around. Oh, that sugary goodness. There we go. I'm going to keep it bunched up on the inside a bit. Oh. Scrape it out. Put it in there. And then what we have to do is make our second crust. So I'm going to grab another chunk of dough. I'm going to take this one. We're going to do it between our two wax paper again. We're going to roll it out. Let's see if we can roll this one out a bit neater. So pie crust is hard to work with. It's a pastry. It can be really hard to get right. That's why I don't fret when it's not quite perfect. When I can get away with it. When I'm doing some of it I did years ago, there was a pie auction I did some pies for, and then you really care about what the pie does like. But when you're doing it for yourself, or you're going to serve it to a group of 200 people, it's got to look good enough. And it's one of those things that takes a lot of practice, and I'm really out of practice with pie dough. If it wasn't for the fact that tomorrow is Pie Day, we probably would have put these videos off a bit longer. But it's Pie Day, and we've got to celebrate. So if you can see here, it kind of breaks apart, which makes it really hard to get it the right shape all the way around. And as I said, I find the wax paper to be a bit small to actually do a crust with. But I haven't found any bigger stuff yet. Of course, I haven't looked for a while either. So that one's pretty ready to go on. I'm going to bring this over, and I'm going to try and just moisten this edge a little bit to help the pie crust join together when we put it on. The water helps to bind the crust together. And you want it bound together a bit so it doesn't leak all over the place in the center of your oven, because that's never fun. We're going to take this and we're just going to put it over like so. Try and position it right. There we go. And then what we want to do is just fold. I'm just going to pinch the edges down. So I'm pinching don't know if you can see it, but I got the crust there. I'm just going to take this and pinch it onto that crust. So we seal that up. So we want that sealed up so we don't leak all over the place. So there, we kind of got that pinched down. I'm going to grab a fork. And use it just to crimp out the edges a bit. There we go. So there is our pie, almost ready to go in the oven. What we want to do is cut a couple slits in the top of it to let the steam escape, because it's going to cook in there. This pie goes in the oven for 10 minutes, 450 degrees. After 10 minutes, you reduce the temperature to 350 and cook it for about 45 minutes longer until it's nice and golden, and you want to make sure it's bubbling up a bit in the center there so it's actually cooked. And then you take it out, put it onto a pie rack, or a rack, I'll show you one of them later, and let it cool. So we're going to throw it in the oven here, about middle rack, 450 degrees, 10 minutes. And after that 10 minutes, I'll just reduce it to 350, set the timer for 45 minutes, and we'll come back and see what it looks like. Sounds good? Well, you're about to see how we multitask here at Saucy Shawn's. Got our meat pie stuff cooking over here. We got our bumbleberry pie that just came out of the oven. It's on a cooling rack, so if you've never seen one before, this is it. You can get them in cooking stores, probably even Walmart. These ones came from Gordon Food Services. No, Wholesale Club, I believe, in Calgary. But you can see the innards leaked out a bit. I didn't have the crust sealed right, so it kind of put, I was going to say Smurf blood, but Smurfs are blue, not purple. Kind of leaked around. That's okay. It's still going to taste good. We're going to put this up to cool, and we're going to cut into it a little bit later. Okay, this is the moment you've been waiting for. Here we have our bumbleberry pie. We are going to cut this and try it out. No idea how this is going to go. But remember, if you think it's too hard to cook pies, I cooked this in front of you. I didn't get my crust perfect. I kept going because it's not about being perfect. It's about making something good, and it's about practice. I haven't made pies all that often lately. Do I want to cut this into 6 or 8 pieces? I'm going to cut it into 8. Because you can always have 2 pieces, right? And that way you can have 2 pieces without feeling guilty, because it's not really that much pie.
Well, it depends how many pies you eat. You made a lot.
That's true. Oh, this one's really juicy. Oh, this is too juicy. Uh-oh. This could be a problem. Oh, this really is juicy. This is not going to turn out good. Oh, well. Let's see how it goes here. I followed a recipe and everything. Oh, look at how juicy that is. It's a piece for Sarah, my wonderful videographer. This one would be better after it cools some more at this point. This is cooled for a while, but it just didn't thicken up at all. But you know what? It's still going to be good, so let's give it a try, shall we? You know, you have a little bit of vanilla ice cream with this. But this is what happens when you make stuff. Sometimes things just don't turn out perfect, and you can't get on yourself about it. You just got to enjoy it. Of course, that could become the theme of my cooking show. Things don't turn out good. We'll see what happens. We thank you for watching. Recipes will be on the website shortly. Like us, subscribe, do all that fun stuff to help us gain viewership. Share this with your friends, and come back for more. Thanks for joining me. Have a great pie day.